Chicago, Illinois now becomes the first state to completely eliminate cash bail as the Soffit Act went into effect Monday. Monday was a big day at places like Cook County Jail and other places around the state. Because this decision came into force, prisoners can now petition court to review their cases. Defendants currently detained on cash bail may request a hearing to determine whether they should be released. Going forward, these detention orders will no longer involve deposits money in exchange for release, but will focus on seriousness of the charges against them and whether they are considered a danger to public or a risk of aiding prosecution. A provision criminal justice reform law known as Soffit Act was supposed to eliminate use of cash bail statewide on Jan. 1. But state's highest court suspended that provision Soffit Act after prosecutors followed suit, and sheriffs in 64 counties sued, claiming the law was unconstitutional, and a Kankakee County judge ruled in their favor. In a 5-2 decision in July, the state's highest court overturned a Kankakee County judge's ruling that the law ending cash bail was unconstitutional. The 1970 Illinois Constitution does not mandate that monetary bail is only way to ensure that criminal defendants appear for trials or the only way to protect public. Our Constitution strikes a balance between the individual rights of defendants and the individual rights of crime victims. Judge Mary Jane Theis wrote in the decision that the Act's pretrial release provisions it lays out procedures proportionate to this balance. He wrote, advocates of ending cash bail said defendants should not be forced to remain in jail simply because they cannot post bail. The money bond system falsely tied access to financial resources to pretrial freedom. The result was that countless individuals, mostly from Black and brown communities, spent days, weeks, months, years in jail simply because they were poor, said the Cook County Board Chairman, Toni Preckwinkle. They also said the new process for judges decide whether defendant remains in custody if he poses a danger to the public or poses risk of escaping investigation will result in more dangerous people being detained because they may not be able pay to get out of prison. This legislation worked with victims' rights advocates, domestic violence advocates. Advocates are impacted by this system, and advocates who see people can do harm by paying money out of jail, said Cook County State's Attorney Kim Foxx, a vocal supporter of ending cash bail. This effort arrests those who pose a real threat to our people, rather than arresting those who are involved, is the right thing do, he said. Opponents of the law said judges needed more discretion than currently allowed in deciding whether a defendant should remain in prison. Special Assistant State's Attorney Alan Spellberg, representing Will County State's Attorney James Glasgow, argued that pretrial release provisi